Hi, everybody. It's Karen Eriksson-Lee again with Living by His Grace Ministries, and I'm honored to be joined today by Michelle Smeltzer, who is the Community Liaison at the Department of Social Services here in Warren County, Virginia. And we were talking prior to our recording, and she was just sharing that that's actually a position that was created in our county, and it is in other counties, and I'm sure around the country, but it's not a common thing. And so, anyway, I just wanted you, Michelle, if you could just share with our families what exactly does that mean? What is a community liaison, and what does that encompass? And yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. Really enjoy talking about what we have to offer here in Warren County. We are a smaller community, so our resources are not as great as, let's say, the bigger counties of Arlington and Fairfax and Richmond and those
Yeah.
other big counties. But so this position was designed initially as a resource for people, and I would connect them with resources within our area. So if you needed help, if you're domestic violence, I would refer you to the Phoenix Project.
Right.
Or if you needed help with your utilities, I could connect you with Salvation Army or CCAP or one of the other nonprofits that did help with that. And
Okay.
then also the help that is within social services. So
Okay.
to help navigate that, because a lot of people might not know that we have a program that helps pay your utilities and different programs like that. So, helping that out, helping them navigate that, and the other nonprofits in the area that they might not have ever heard of. The
Mm-hmm.
same with rental assistance, and what I got was a lot of people need help with just everything you can imagine. Things I never would have thought people would
Mm-hmm.
call and ask for help with. I had someone call and their well pump went out and they had no money and no way to get that
Wow.
going again. And how do I fix it? And trying to find, I would contact churches and say, hey, I've got this person who's elderly and they've got a bad well pump. And so the church would send somebody out from their church that knew about how to fix those things,
Yeah.
or replace them. And so I really started leaning on churches to help with some of these weird requests that I never would have expected. And I really developed a relationship with a lot of our local churches. Initially, early on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided to uh, make a fund that kind of I managed that the churches paid into. And so the churches send money to social services,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a special fund that I can use, and they refer people to me, and then I can help people navigate social services and make sure that they're getting the resources that they can from social services, also helping them with the outside nonprofits, but then also helping pay for those things that there isn't money to pay for
Mm-hmm.
under normal circumstances.
Yes.
So we pay for a lot of birth certificates and IDs and um, some car repairs. I mean, you name it, we have helped. We've either paid it or helped people pay. Um, just a whole, long line of things. And then also the larger things where maybe I get a church involved to help a family that kids needed beds, and connecting churches with them to get the beds over there, and just different things like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, I have to tell you, I mean, I just on a small scale, just because I work in the public schools, and of course I'm living life like everybody else. There are so many people that are in need, and there are so many of those. I don't want to say odd, but everyday things that you don't think of
Right.
asking help for. But when you're in a desperate situation, you can't even buy those basic things that we
Right.
think, well, everybody would have.
Yeah.
Well, or you don't have a bed already, or you don't have,
Yeah.
so that's amazing. And I just love the fact that the name is Community Liaison, and you truly are harnessing the gifts that so many in the community have and can share with those that don't fall.
Really.
I think a lot of those things that you just mentioned, that those are situations and people that can easily fall through the cracks.
Right.
They're in a desperate situation, and so you're putting the glue in there to hold it together and help hold their family together, and that's beautiful. When we come back, do you think we could maybe talk a little bit about some specific programs? I know we talked about hearts, and I'd really like to address that as well. Um, and maybe some other specific programs where you um, see the most need um,
Okay.
to help families that might be experiencing those needs, what they should do, how the help that they can obtain through you and Department of Social Services, etc.
Okay.
Okay, great, everybody. We will be back soon with Michelle. This is wonderful. All right.